Hey, how y'all doing? This is Mongo Slade, and today we're going to talk about Bayley versus Bianca Belair. So, um, I don't understand this. So let's talk about, for starters, Bianca Belair did a promo earlier in the night where she says that Bayley is not her role model, just a role model is somebody you aspire to be. She's just somebody she aspires to beat. And that Bayley is basically a standard bearer, a measuring stick, and once she crosses sort of the Bayley, beats Bayley, she's ready to go to the next level. And then next, Bayley cut a promo basically saying that she's not, Bianca Belair said some nice things about her, but she's not going to take it easy on her just because she was nice, and that Bianca Belair thinks she's so strong and fast and all this type of stuff. She talked about her own athletic achievements that she played basketball. She was the captain of her basketball team, and she also ran track in high school and that type of stuff. And that was pretty much it for Bayley's promo. Then they had the match. So in the match, 90% Bianca Belair. I mean, she did tons of handsprings, showed her agility, showed her strength, really got to show out and show what she can do, multiple backbreakers, lifting out of power bombs, different stuff like that. Got to show some charisma, got to show some personality. Bayley was a little frustrated. But they also showed Bayley kind of when she had an advantage, she was being overly cocky. And, it all seemed all set up for Bianca Belair to win the match. That's pretty much how it looked. It was basically like a showcase for Bianca Belair. And then they get into this armbar spot where Bianca Belair is trying to reverse this armbar into a power bomb. She lifts Bayley up. Bayley rakes the eyes, uses the armbar position to come down into the Rose Plant, which is her secondary finish behind the Bayley to belly, and pins Bianca Belair. And I looked at the screen, and I thought to myself, this must be a joke. This must be a joke. Now, again, not a mark for wins or losses. I'm not one of these people who think that Bianca Belair has been buried because she lost one match. But I do question, if Bayley is going to win any match, why was it this one? Why was Bayley doing clean fucking jobs for Natalya just a week or so ago? And now she's beating Bianca Belair, who hadn't lost a match yet. So, even though, Bayley cheated. Okay, Bayley cheated. But so what? Like, you have to think about this whole thing. What good does it do, Bianca Belair, to lose to somebody who's everybody's beaten? I've seen some people say, well, this is the first time Bayley has won a match since, forever. And I say, well, that's the point. It'd have been one thing if Bayley was like the dominant former champion who was, getting back in her groove, and then all of a sudden she stole one from Bianca Belair. That would be one thing versus she was on the slide and the slide stopped by beating somebody who was on the rise. Somebody who hadn't lost yet. Now, cheating or no cheating, you could have at least just said, okay, we're going to get disqualified and get out of this. Now, I understand you may want to get more than one match out of it. You want to get another one, maybe drag this thing to the Royal Rumble. But this is not good. And the reason why I really have a problem with this is because this is the kind of stuff they've been doing to Bianca Belair since she was in NXT. She just walk pretty much over most of her opponents. She shows her strength, she shows her speed, she shows her charisma, personality, all this type of stuff. Even when she was a heel in NXT. And then she goes against anybody with a name, anybody with any type of steam behind them, and she loses. And then she got stuck in that cycle in NXT of, she was just dominating until she had to wrestle Io Shirai, or until she had to wrestle Shayna Baszler, or until she had to wrestle somebody who was of the upper echelon. Then she just became essentially a jobber to the stars, where she was just, lose. And she's dominating everyone else. And then she gets an opponent it made it seem like a paper tiger, right? Like she can walk all over everyone else. But anybody with any type of name to them, anybody with any type of recognition on their name, they beat her, even if they cheated. And she never got anything back. Like I don't think Bianca Belair to date, let's put it like that, has beaten anybody with a significant name. I can't think of one. And she's been in the ring with some pretty valuable women. She was in there with Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, and she didn't beat none of them. At least I don't believe she did. Did she ever beat Charlotte? I don't think so. You know, that was kind of the beginning of her. Well, that was like her third or fourth push, because she had been getting pushed before then with the whole Shayna Baszler thing, and then they skipped over her to go to Rhea Ripley, and then they came back to Bianca Belair for the Bianca Belair Rhea Ripley Charlotte feud, and then she lost that feud, and then she ended up getting called up, and then she didn't do anything. She got called up instead beat Zelina Vega, and they didn't do anything with her. Then they moved her to SmackDown, and she didn't do anything but beat Zelina Vega, and then she wrestles Bayley in a match that everybody was looking forward to, thinking, okay, now we're finally going to get Bianca Belair, get some steam behind her, and they have her lose. I mean, for starters, they already had done her a great disservice by just putting her in the ring with Bayley, who had no heat. Bayley didn't have any heat. Bayley is doing mostly comedy stuff now. She's dancing around, cracking jokes, not taking any match seriously, not taking anything serious. This is not the Bayley who was champion for 400 days. You know, like that Bayley was a little bit more, it was a lot harder edged. You know, like it's almost like the pressure of not being champion anymore kind of changed the way, like, yes, Bayley was becoming a little bit more comedic when she was, you know, the champion and she was on at her highest point. And, you know, she was basically doing comedy and stuff like that. And she's pretty much gone back to that. But you would think somebody who was doing clean submission jobs for Natalya and got beaten by Peyton Royce, you would think that person would be trying to reevaluate their career. And, you know, I need to reestablish myself. And then it would have made sense for her to do whatever she needed to do to beat Bianca Belair. Like, we understand the concept of a heel cheating. But for her to be smiling all through the match, like Bayley was having fun in the match, even when she was losing. It seemed to be like she was just kind of, like, okay, we're here, we're doing this thing. Like she was blowing it off, you know? And I don't know if it was just a performance or if that's what she was meant to do, but this didn't make Bianca Belair look good. You know, it's one loss, it's no big deal. But this did not do Bianca Belair any favors. This is just a continuance of her NXT booking. She can dominate everybody else, and who knows, maybe next week she'll go right back into a match and be bench pressing small women and doing moonsaults and everything, and then she'll wrestle Bayley again and lose. You know, like it just, and I get it. Because I asked myself the question, before I made this video, I asked myself this question. If she'd have beat Bayley, then what? Like, where do you go from there? You know, maybe having her lose is a good way to extend the story. And I say, you know, yes, that's why I'm not angry. But the point is, they've been doing this stuff to Bianca Belair for a long time. You know, like, they really have just been putting the screws to her. Like, they did all this effort with all these vignettes and all this big, like, I don't get that. Like, why would you go through all the effort of doing vignettes, weeks and weeks of vignettes, letting her talk, showing off what she can do? She's been dominating people. And then the first real opponent she has, she loses. I don't get that. I don't get it. And I still believe she probably win the Royal Rumble. But I don't understand why they can't have people with momentum. Like, that's the key word here. Nobody has any momentum. Bayley didn't have any. So, like, it's not like, you know, Bayley was, you know, getting back in the groove, like I said, and won another match, and she cheated, but, you know, she still won. She was on the downslide. She was goofing off. She didn't even care that she lost. She didn't care that she lost that Survivor Series. So it was like, this doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe you guys can understand. Maybe you guys can explain to me how this makes sense. Why would you have Bayley beat Bianca Belair? Let me know in the comment section below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe to this channel. If you really, really like what I do, you can send me some money through Cash App. I appreciate that. Thank you guys. Thank you for your time, and I shall talk to you people later.